Hello out there, I hope you're doing great. My name is Michael and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can combine multiple voice recordings in Ableton Live. The project we are going to do this with is a real project my band is currently working on, so it's not just some demo project or old resource I'm reusing, but it's actually a real project. And you are basically going to look over my shoulder and watch me working on it, and hopefully you can learn something from that. And I will give you some quick tips along the way. This song I'm working on is a song we recorded with our band, Everlasting Covenant. I'll put up a link to the song at the top of the screen right now, in case you're interested. And this song is actually a German song, and we decided to do an English version of that. We recorded the English vocals, and today I'm editing the vocals we recorded the other day. So now you are seeing my screen and my project. As you can see, I have a click track, cues, we have drums, percussion, drone pads, we have all the guitars grouped together like this, we have all the keys grouped together here, and we have bass guitar and also groups for the German vocals that were recorded previously. As you can see, they are muted, but I just left them in here. And these are backing tracks that are already recorded for later use. And right here I have a group for our English tracks that we are going to edit today. In case you didn't know, you can create groups in Ableton Live by selecting the tracks you want to group together. So in this case this would be these 3 vocal tracks, and you can press Ctrl G to group them together. You will get a group like this. That's very handy for organizing your tracks. Like you can see here, I don't have to have 60 tracks on my project window. But it's also handy to use as a subgroup, so you can control the volume of that group, and you can also put on a master effect for all your grouped effects. And generally it's just a good idea to have your project very organized, neatly organized, because you can easily lose track of what's going on if you have like 60 tracks in your project. Also, it's highly recommended to use color coding. Like I do here, I like to have my vocal tracks green. That's just personal preference. Right here you can already see this part is marked red. Now there was something happening in the recording, and this might be a very good part or a very bad part. I actually don't remember right now. It's multiple days ago and I just forgot, but that's exactly why I color coded it in that moment, so I know right now that there was something happening there and I should pay attention. So now before I start, I just want to make sure that my tracks are actually leveled correctly. In this case they are. By leveling I mean setting your gain or correcting your gain. Let's say this part over here right at the top didn't have a proper gain set. I could just go in here and raise the gain or lower the gain. In this recording, to me, the tracks look pretty good. So before starting the actual editing of the song, I will just give you a quick listen into the chorus and the bridge of the song, so you get a general idea how the song sounds like in case you don't know it. This is the chorus. And this is the bridge. So the first thing I like to do is I just like to slap on a general compressor. And I will just put that on my vocals group. So I just use the standard compressor plugin, drop that onto here, and let's see how that sounds like. And I'll just lower the threshold a bit, leave the ratio at 3:1, and it doesn't need to sound perfect, it's just meant to even out the peaks a bit and make the vocals a bit more dense and compressed so it's easier to listen to and easier to cut. That's the whole idea. So that should do the trick. The actual compression for the mix I will do later. So what I'm trying to do here is I have 3 vocal tracks, 1, 2 and 3. It's 3 tries of recording the song, and I want to have basically the best parts of each of the recording. So the best solution for the first verse, the best solution for the choruses, and even more fine-grained, I even want to look into groups of words and just cut out the best pieces and merge them together. And I'm going to show you how I do this in a streamlined process. Now, as you can see, I've already started this in this first track, the first half, basically this section. And the reason for that is that I didn't originally plan to do this video. I started this process, and while doing it I thought, hey, why not create a video about this? So it's already started, so we are just going to dive in the middle. What I'm doing first is I'm listening to each of the recordings on their own, and I'm cutting out sections that I think are not as great and keeping the sections that are good. And if I find a section that I really like, I will highlight it. As you can see, I've already done it for this section, and beginning in this turnaround I will now listen to this section and decide what parts I want to keep. Also, I just want to add a disclaimer right now that none of the vocal recordings is actually terrible in my mind. I'm not doing this to put shame on the singer. He's actually great. He can sing far better than I can sing, and I have his permission to use this material. So if I'm saying in this video a clip is not on pitch or it's not as good, it's not meant like judging the singer, it's just comparing 3 versions and picking the best. So if I compare 3 versions, one is the better and one is the worst, but that's just a relative comparison and it's not a judgment. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Here the vocals a bit more clearly. I will just raise a bit the volume of my subgroup, and let's have a listen. Wrong track selected. I had the second track selected. Let's have a listen. Let's raise the volume even more. These 2 actually seem okay to me. I can even just listen to this whole vocal group on solo. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. So these 2 seem okay for me. Let's have a listen to the next chorus. Let your name be lifted higher, all the angels and I adore you, reign, wisdom and in power to you. So this section right here that we just listened to, the pitch of the notes there is not really perfectly on point, so I'll probably not keep that part. Now there's actually a very easy way to cut out a section here, and I just learned about this possibility a few days ago. What I would originally have done is I would have cut here using Ctrl E, and maybe cut here using Ctrl E, and right click this and click deactivate clip. This is German menu, but it's deactivate, and now it's deactivated. If you do that for the whole 3 clips, or if you even have like 5 different vocal recordings, that would be a pretty lengthy process to do that over and over and over again. So there's a simpler way. You can just highlight the section by dragging your mouse over it and press the 0 key on your keyboard. and it will do the cuts and deactivate that section. You can also, if you really want to remove that part, press the delete key and it will just remove that section entirely. But I actually want to keep these clips, so in case I want to go back and have a listen, I can easily activate that clip again pressing 0 on my keyboard. Obviously, if I delete it, I can still drag out the ends of the clips like this and bring back whatever I deleted. So that's just my personal preference.